You can play all of Assassin's Creed Shadows offline, but you need a connection to install it. You will need an interconnection to install Assassin's Creed Shadows, but after that, the entire experience can be played offline. Ubisoft has announced the company did so after word online spread that Shadows requires a mandatory online connection to play the game. Following the reveal of Shadows yesterday, which showcased the dual samurai and shinobi protagonist, will be controlling in 16th century feudal Japan. People noticed wording in pre order listings and elsewhere that seemingly pointed to the game requiring an always online connection. This frustrated fans of the series, especially given Shadows, like its recent predecessors, is a single player game. However, that's not the case, and Ubisoft released a statement today to clear the air. Um, Hey everyone, we wanted to share some of the early information on the upcoming launch of Assassin's Creed Shadows. Following some questions we noticed in the community, the statement reads: Assassin's Creed Shadows will not require a mandatory connection at all times. An online connection will be needed to install the game, but you will be able to play the entire journey offline and explore Japan without any online connection. We are super excited to bring Assassin's Creed to feudal Japan on November 15th when the game releases, and we cannot wait to show you more along the way. As you can see, it's clear Shadows is a game you can play offline, but only after connecting to the internet once to actually install the RPG. Assassin's Creed Shadows hits PS5, Xbox Series X and S, Amazon Luna, PC via the Ubisoft Store and Epic Game Store, and Mac, with Apple Silicon via the Mac App Store on November 15th. How do you feel about needing internet to install Assassin's Creed Shadows? Let us know in the comments below. Um, let's read some comments. Smack goes, we're finally going to make the AC game Smack, and millions of others have wanted it for over a decade. I bet they'll be excited. Now, how can we fuck it up? Coming, quoting Ubisoft. Zangmaster goes, ugh, stuff like this is not the worst way up there. Doesn't make sense to need any internet at all for a single player game. And Julian What the goes, physical discs no longer contain the entire game and require download. When you buy physical these days, chances are all you're really buying is the box to put on a shelf and a download code in the form of a disc, which I can't which I don't have which I don't dispute. So, what do you think of this Assassin's Creed game needing to be online to download it, but then you can play it offline all you want?
It's kind of weird. Is this the first ever Assassin's Creed game to be installed on day one patch or something?
No, it's just you need online connection to install, and then you can take it offline. It's not a day one patch. It's just installing the game. Even if you get the disc, you have to be online to install it.
Hmm. Well, I can understand if you get a digital copy of it, but if you get a disc, you shouldn't need a day one patch or if we forced to use the internet altogether to just play the game on a disc. It's kind of
Yeah,
weird.
yeah. It's just more trying to push us to a digital world, digital only gaming world.
Yeah,
Um,
because I mean, for me as a person who lives in the city and all, it's okay for me to do online gaming most of my time, obviously, because I have a better connection by default. But if someone from like Idaho, Wyoming, like those areas in the Midwest and all, like it is very little connection, or there's like one decent internet system in an area, and that's about it. And their internet can be like called off days, if not at least hours on end. So what about those gamers in those areas, those parts of the United States,
yeah,
So
it's just more trying to put people towards again, they're trying to push this digital all or digital only future on all gamers. They're not really taking what like I live in Georgia. Doctor Games 101 lives in New York. We have reliable internet. Heck, I need reliable internet for my job um, that I work at. But it's not. That's not the case across the entire country. And then think about other countries.
like
You know,
Brazil
yeah,
or Philippines or even the North Vietnam. Well, I'm not sure about North Vietnam, but definitely South Vietnam, like those areas, Southeast Asia.
yeah. So, I mean, this is I don't remember Assassin's Creed taking place in Japan. that's definitely interesting. But I just hate how they're making it online a requirement, even if you have a physical disc to install it.
Hmm. I think another reason why too that this Assassin's Creed game is also not being received very well, especially with the trailer that came out earlier this month, was it's gonna be a black samurai, from one of the well-known periods back during the feudal Japan era of the 16th century, if not the 15th century, one of those two centuries, and that's during the Meiji period, if I remember correctly, the Meiji period. I can be confused with the periods though, so excuse me. But
No, but you're right. It is a black samurai, but it's based on a real samurai.
of course, yeah.
So, but we just wonder how. But I just don't trust modern day Ubisoft. This isn't Ubisoft from 10 years ago.
Hmm.
Um, so that's like I said, um, if you're interested, it's coming out in November. But you better have a good stable internet connection. If you're picking up the game physically or digitally.
Yeah, but then what they should do for another 10 years, at most 20 years from here on out, any gaming company, any studio or console, you name it, like they should wait until everyone has internet, constant internet, and then you have everyone go onto the old digital, systems. And that's fine with what I mean by then. But not right this second, because Google Stadia didn't do so well with its
Right,
all internet, all online access. No, not everyone had that kind of connection, not that consistent connection.
right.
So that's kind of stupid, on Google's end. If they waited another 20 years from now, oh yeah, it will definitely work way better and more connected the connectivity than ever before. But they were 20 years too soon to release that system. You want to call it system.
Yep,
So well, let gamers be for now. We're all over the place in the United States. Yes, 50% of the eastern part of the United States is, the densely populated areas, obviously because of the population of cities and all. But the other half, the eastern portion, it's like 10%, 20%, give or take. So you get tell because the climate, the terrain, and all. So the internet's not going to always be around those areas, obviously. So it doesn't make any sense to have that all out digital access.
yep,
As a business person, I would never do that to my own customers, especially if they live in like I said, Wyoming, Colorado, Nevada, even.
yep,
So
yep. I I I agree.